Hey guys, this video is primarily for you. And ladies, you might want to take a listen as well as it pertains to the gentleman. Hey guys, do you have a problem getting it up? What I'm really talking about is getting an erection and maintaining an erection. Well, a few times in my life, I can be a witness and say that I have had that issue. But as I'm sitting here speaking with you right now, my erectile dysfunction is gone forever. Just poof. I might add, I haven't had any instances here in recent days, weeks, months, or even years with erectile dysfunction. It's been quite a while ago that I got rid of it. But I want to tell you this. It's really important. Erectile dysfunction never existed in the first place. It's just a fancy word that doctors use. The medical industry uses this term so that they can prescribe you something, so the pharmaceutical company can make money from you, and the hospitals can make money from you as well. Whether it be Viagra, Cialis, or whatever. Some of those over-the-counter pills that you can purchase that will help you along. Let me tell you something here. Every time you take those things that I just mentioned, Viagra, Cialis, and all of the other things that you can buy over the counter, they have side effects. Some of them can make you really, really nauseous, sick to the stomach. So oftentimes you have to take them with some food. And even then, you can still become sick. They are laden with so many chemicals that are just not good for you. And they raise your blood pressure so high, it's just not good for you. I know many men have attested to taking Viagra and the such, and they have boasted about how long they could stay erect, and a few have even had to go to the hospital because they thought it was abnormal that they still had an erection for several hours. And I'm sure you've heard these stories. And that's not normal. But getting back to me and not having my so-called erectile dysfunction any longer, it's simply this, gentlemen, and even ladies if you're watching. The reason, or some of the reasons, that men have problems having an erection is really simple. Number one, it is your diet. Your diet must be full of nutrition, full of fruits and vegetables that are fresh. It is the American diet that is killing us. It is the American diet that is responsible for a lot of our ailments and dysfunctions, if you will. No pun intended. The other thing that can affect you having an erection or sustaining an erection, number two, is medications. When you take certain medications, they could interfere with you having an erection. Now, the two things that I just mentioned to you, has your doctor ever told you that? I don't think so. And it's because your doctor works for the industry that pays him or her, the medical industry. Now, I said number one and number two were related to diet and then possible medication that you might be taking, or prescription drugs, whatever the case may be. I said number one and two were those two items. But number one really is above and beyond those two, and this can be considered number three or the third one, but I would really put it at the top of the list. Do you know what I found my problem to be when I did have an issue? It was psychological. Now, I'm probably being a little personal with you, not so much myself, but this might be considered personal to you. And you might feel a little uncomfortable, but I'm sure you want the answer. Gentlemen, it's how you think. Do you remember or recall some of the situations that you found yourself in with your wife, your other half, girlfriend, or an acquaintance, and what have you, in a sexual environment, and you felt uncomfortable being there? Did you have inhibitions because it was a woman that you had just met and you were about to have intercourse with her and you couldn't have an erection? Did you even try to have sex and you didn't have sufficient sleep? Or possibly, had you been drinking alcohol on a regular basis, and as some people do like to drink, and you didn't perform either at all or very well because you had been drinking? All of these things affect your having an erection and maintaining an erection. Let me sum it up again. If you doubt yourself, if you are, how should I say, apprehensive about the young lady that you're about to have relations with, that will most definitely affect you having an erection. I know from experience. And this happened to me not just one time, but it's happened to me several times over my lifetime as an adult. And that's what I deduced it to be. And it indeed was that reason. It was because I felt inhibited mentally. I wasn't sure about the person or how the person saw me or perceived me, or if the person was really into me. So it made me uncomfortable. And by being uncomfortable, then my mind was in doubt. And when my mind or your mind is in doubt, then it is manifested physically. So before you take that trip to your corner drugstore or your Walmart or Walgreens, wherever you go to get your over-the-counter help, and before you ask your doctor for a prescription for Viagra, Cialis, and all of the other various types of sexual stimulants, make sure that you sit down and have a talk with yourself and see if any of the things that I mentioned are what could possibly be hindering you. What is your diet like? Are you eating a lot of processed food and junk food and restaurant food? And are you getting enough sleep? Okay? You should be eating again several portions of fresh fruit and vegetables every single day, drinking plenty of water and fluids, okay? And even exercising, because lack of exercise can also affect you in a negative way. And again, the final one, and the one that should be at the top of the list again, is how are you thinking? Are you afraid, apprehensive about having sex with your partner or a new partner? That's going to affect whether or not you have an erection and how long you have an erection as well. So take some brisk walks, do some positive reading, find you some good books, some positive books. Stay around people that are positive and try to build your self-esteem, because oftentimes you're lacking in self-esteem, or your lack of self-esteem will affect your sexual life. What I'm telling you is not something I pulled out of the ground or out of the sky. It is from my own experience. So if you're having those issues, don't fret. Eat healthy, exercise, and believe in yourself. That's the most important thing. All right, if you have any questions concerning this subject matter, just leave it in the comment section below, and I was sure to answer you as I always do. And until then, may Yahweh bless you, and I love you. So long.